Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Rob here, Fully Loaded Customs. Today's video, we got the 1980 Scottsdale torn down in the garage. So we're gonna jump right on into the bodywork, getting all the front half of the truck there taken care of, the hood, the fenders, and the doors. So stay tuned for today's video. So now that I got everything sanded down here, so I block sanded this driver's side fender here. So now that I'm done it, you can see kind of where the low spots are. I had a low spot right in there, another little low spot right in here. Bit low on that edge there too. Over here's another, you can see it there too, little low spots there. Usually that happens when people crank the nuts down and try and pull it through the other side. That's what usually happens when you get trim like that. They'll over tighten them and they'll flex that metal in a bit. But overall, this fender's in really good shape. I hit this section here from here down on this one with the orbital just to take this down here, which is like the original rocker guard kind of material. They must have sprayed, I guess, when it got sprayed in the 90s. Knocked that down flat there too. This section, the little lip here, once I get some more sandblast media for my sandblaster, I'll take this outside and I'll do this little lip here with the sandblaster. Get that because there's gonna be there's usually a lot of little rock chips there, so I want to make sure I can get all this and get all the rust or little pits out of the way. Get it down to bare metal so it's decent shape. And in this one here, I hit pretty much the whole thing with the orbital because there was a lot of spots that were like along this edge here and throughout the whole panel that were rock chipped, that were rusting. So I wanted to make sure I was able to sand them out. Just like this section you can see here, make sure I was able to sand that down and get rid of all those little rust chips and whatever else. We're gonna have to cut this little section out, make a little patch in here. And there's a couple of there's a couple of low spots I found on the panel here, but we'll be able to get those taken care of. Same thing here too. I'm gonna take this outside and hit this section here with the sandblaster, knock it all down. Same with this lip there too. But for now, I can pretty much mix up some filler and start getting to fill some of these panels here. But before I do that, I got the tailgate oil here. Gonna take the trim off here. Pretty much I gotta drill all these little rivets out here for the tunnel cover. Gotta drill those out, get them out of the way there too so I can sand those. So my tailgate's in actually pretty decent shape. Pretty much from here to this point right about here, it's in really good condition. It's just this lower bottom lip where all the mud and stuff would have sat over the years. It's just needs to be, I'll probably take it outside, I'll sandblast it once I get some more sandblast media. Double check all this section here. If I can do that, obviously we're gonna cut and replace any sections that are like that. Same with over here, I think there's another section like that needs to be replaced and addressed. So we'll cut this all back to where it needs to be cut to. Weld in a patch panel for those sections there too, because realistically, it's only a little bit down here. It's not really going to be that bad to do, especially because this center section where all the lettering is in really nice shape. And usually that's where it's all dented and pushed in. So cutting and folding this stuff over is it's relatively easy. It's not going to be that challenging to do. So anyways, guys, I will go ahead. I'll get this trim removed, drill out all these little tunnel cover pieces here, and get to filling up some of the low spots on the front fenders there too. So the way that this tailgate trim gets removed here is you got a speed knot here on both sides, both ends of it, that hold this section here in place. And then throughout the entire thing, all along it is these little slide clips that are attached to the tailgate. Just with I think it's just like two-way tape or two-way glue from the factory to hold them in place. But once you got these pretty much freed up from the hole, you should be able to just grab this and pull it. And this whole section here would slide just right out of piece. But because there's like obviously rust, it hasn't been taken off for probably 30 years, there's gonna be rust and dirt and mud and whatever else in there. So it's not gonna freely move for me. So I'm gonna have to spray some kind of lubricant in there, free it up a bit so I can pull that piece out. But because I'm doing the body work in the shop, I'm gonna make sure that I do this outside probably tomorrow sometime during the day when I can see, spray everything outside so I don't get any contaminants inside the shop where I do my fresh body work. And before I bring this inside, I'm gonna make sure I wash it down with really good with wax and grease remover, solvent cleaner, get any kind of oil and contaminants off it before I bring it back to the shop and start sanding on it. So now that I know this has to wait for tomorrow, so before I get that trim piece out of there, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some filler on those fenders. Got our filler on the fenders here. This is pretty much the only low spots that were on this fender here. Was relatively pretty good after I block sanded it. I will take my drill, size it up to this hole here, and quickly drill out those holes before I go to sand this section. The only other bad spot on this fender is just in the corner here. I have to take my angle grinder here, grind out this little section here so I'm on bare metal, and then basically hit it with the unispotter I got sitting underneath my desk over there. And then see if we can pull this section out here. I'll probably have to strap it down, probably to the grating there so it doesn't come off when I'm trying to pull that section out, because I can't really get a hammer and a dolly or anything in this section at all. It's basically, the access point is pretty much right here. I got maybe one out here. Yeah, but I can't get my hand through there. So anyways, we're gonna have to unispotter that, pull it out best we can. And on this fender here too, there really wasn't too much that I could feel offhand. It was basically just this little section right here, a little spot right there, and a little bit of spot that was kind of low right here that I could feel there too, just offhand. But we'll find out once we put this in high build primer, we guide coat it, block sand it. Anything that we cannot feel or see right now will definitely appear for us when we go to do that. Top portion of that came out pretty nice here. Just trying to work my way down. There's also another tool that latches onto this, so you can pull 3 at a time or 4 at a time or however many at a time. It depends. I can get them as long as this. I don't have it yet, but I 100% definitely need to be looking into picking that up. It'll make these kind of pulls a lot easier. So it's working pretty good. So it's actually pulling this Dent not too bad at all. So now that I got these pretty much to where I don't want them to be a high spot all of a sudden, I'll cut these off, buzz them down, and then I'll hit them between these two studs here where there's a little bit of low spots showing. Pull that up a bit, give it a little grind, and she should be pretty much set and good to go. And she's definitely not caved in as much as it was before. And guys, if you could leave your comments in the comment section here too, let me know what you guys would like to see when I'm filming content like this for these paint series. Do you guys like more when I'm sitting there and I'm showing you real-time stuff like pulling those dents, for example, or when I'm doing like hyperlapse fast stuff, or a combination of both? Let me know in the comment section down below. Helps me film better videos for you guys in the future when I'm doing paint series like this, because this is what I want to do with every single vehicle that I do a revival on, such as the pickup truck behind me. Get it running, driving, bring it back to the shop, tear it down, strip it down, get it ready for paint, put a brand new paint job on it, fix it up, give it what it needs, and get the vehicle back on the road. So people like the owner, like in this case, the owner, he can get out, he can enjoy it, and create awesome new memories in this truck again, because it's been off the road since 1997. So wanted to do that with every vehicle I do a revival on. So if you guys leave those comments down in the comment section, greatly helps. So anyways, let's get on to sanding down this hood. So finally got everything sanded here. And man, doing stuff like this is a little tedious, you know, in and around here and up in there and so forth and such. Definitely turns out to be a lot of work. It's tedious, takes some time and patience. But anyways, got it all knocked out here. So I can flip it over there tomorrow. I'll do the block sanding. I got home late from work tonight. I worked out a long day there today. So I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I did get the fenders sanded, knocked out here. Got the inner side of the hood sanded off. So I think, logically at this point, I'm just gonna call in sick to work tomorrow. Because, you know, honestly, being honest, would you rather go into work or would you rather just stay in your shop and work on cool stuff? 1980 Scottsdale pickup truck work. Calling in sick, or you know what? I might not even call in sick tomorrow. I just might be honest and be like, "Hey, sorry, but I can't come in today due to lack of interest. Just got other things I'd rather be doing." Honesty, honesty is always the best scenario. Honesty is the best. What's the word? There's a saying that goes with it. Honesty is the best policy. Something like that. But probably just tell them, not coming in today due to lack of interest. Shutting her down early. Return to work when my mind's focused 8 months from now. Anyways, catch you guys back out here in the shop there tomorrow. Well, first things first, gotta free my day up, so.
Technician support, this is Kyle speaking. Can I start with your tech ID?
Yeah, hey, technician ID is 0.
This is Rob from Central Alberta.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, what can I do for you?
Hey, I got a couple jobs on my board that were scheduled today. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make those. I was gonna call in sick here, but I just think it's probably better to be just honest. Not really feeling it there today. It's kind of got a lack of interest going in to do internet installs. So I think it's best if I take the day off just to kind of get focused on the tasks I need to get focused on, and return to work probably when it matters. So I'm thinking just gotta shut her down early here. It's probably the best bet, and just get these jobs rescheduled.
Okay, well, I appreciate the honesty. I can reschedule those for this coming Wednesday. Does that work for you?
Sure, Wednesday should be fine.
Alright, let me get those, and you're good to go, Rob. Enjoy your day off there, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Perfect. That's fantastic. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for understanding. I appreciate that.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, no problem. Okay, take care.
Bye.
Well, now that we freed our day up, let's get to work on the pickup truck. Sometimes you just gotta do that. But now that we got that out of the way, freed ourselves up for the day, let's get the sanding on the hood. And once we're done the hood, we can strip those doors down, get the sanding on those too. Got our hood all sanded down here, block sanded with 80 grit here. So normally if you're just doing this like for a job for yourself, you just want something quick, quick easy paint job, you probably just use stuff like this. You probably just be able to buzz down with a DA, get some primer on it. DA stands for dual action sander, orbital sander. Basically just one of these guys here. You'd be able to plug that into your airline, quickly buzz her down, and shoot some primer. But in this case, making this hood look pretty nice when it's all done. So I got my blocks over there. I'll show you the blocks I used for this here too. Give you an idea of what they are, what I used for them. And I'll show you exactly by block sanding this, what you're able to find pretty much right off the bat. All right, cool guys. So the blocks I was using to block sand the head here, I was using this block here. It's K block. This is from This is from Custom Shop, tcpglobal.com. TCP Global is really excellent. I've been able to get all my airbrush supplies from them. I've been able to get basically all my house to color paint is usually, that's who I go through when I order it. tcpglobal.com, excellent. I've always had a good customer service and always had a great time dealing with them. So that's why I'm letting you know where I got these from. They got all kinds of starter kits there too. I find these blocks are really good. They have a hard backing on them here too. Underneath the foam, they also feel great in the hands. I like working with these. They've always been great. And of course your Durablocks. Your Durablocks are pretty standard. You can find these basically on Amazon. They come in different shapes, different sizes, different lengths. I think you can get up to 24 inches in these if you order them separately. But you can usually get yourself a kit like this, the Durablock kit. It usually comes with 6 different blocks. I think there's another one that comes with 10. But like, if you're just starting out, you can get that kit for like 90 bucks. It's pretty good to deal with, and you can order it, again, right on Amazon. I'll leave, if I can find the Amazon link for it, I'll leave that in the video description below. And TCP Global, I'll leave the link for tcpglobal.com there too, just in case you guys want to pick some of these blocks up. So those blocks, like I just showed you there, I just put them away, but those blocks are really good. Try them out. You're just starting out. They're inexpensive. You can get started with them. Get a full kit, relatively non-expensive. It's pretty good. From some of my other future stuff here, I think in the next couple weeks, I should have a set of linear blocks and big kit blocks as well. And I've been waiting to use those. I'm sure those are going to, from all the reviews I've heard online, those ones look like they're going to be really good to use and really good to work with. So looking forward to getting a set of those. But I'll show you here what I found on the passenger side of the hood after we were done block sanding. So after I was done block sanding here, so the passenger side of the hood actually turned out really excellent. There was very minimal stuff. I found a low spot here that I'm going to have to address. But other than that, though, the rest of it was pretty good. And then moving on to the driver's side of the hood, there's a little bit down here I'm going to have to worry about. And this here I have to feather out a bit more. But as you can see here, here's a little example. There's a low spot in here I need to fix. And then here too, where you can still see the shiny paint going through, that's a low spot. That's another low spot over here. So, and then over here too, that's a high spot. We can see the metal. And as soon as you start hitting metal, you just stop sanding at that point because you're gonna end up getting waves and a bunch of other stuff in your body work. So stop what you're doing, either hammer and dolly it if you can get access to it, or in this case here, like I can barely feel that, so a little skim of filler is going to fix that right up. And then same with on this section here too. There's one little low spot that came right here. And once again, once you start hitting your metal there, just stop because it's not going to get any straighter at that point. And then this here too, there's a little, this is a little bit deeper of a wave. I'll probably take this right down and see if I can pull this up here with the Unispotter and get that straightened out a little bit more. And then we'll sand it and put some fill on there, sand her down, should be pretty much set and ready to go. But anyways, hood's all set and ready to go. I just got to do all the sanding in between all right here. And I figured I might as well do that when I've laid out the filler and waiting for it to dry. I can get in there and just take the tedious amount of time it takes to sand all of that. But anyways, let's get to fixing up these low spots here on the hood, get them all filled, sanded out, and basically the hood's going to be pretty much ready for primer at that point too. And then we'll get on to stripping those doors. Perfect. Perfect, so we got the hood all set and ready to go here. And as you can see, basically there was only a couple spots that really came through when I block sanded this thing out that were low spots. Just had to give them a quick skiff of filler here, block sand them down, and they're pretty much set and ready to go. There was one high spot that appeared right here. I just quickly tapped it down with a hammer and dolly earlier. Give it a little skiff of filler, block sander it, and she's pretty much set and ready to go. And just as you can see by this here, you can still see through the filler, so it really didn't take that much filler to get this hood basically where it needs to be. So once I pick up my Sandblast media from Edmonton this weekend here, I'm gonna go back, sandblast this lip and finish this little lip off, and then the hood will be wrapped up and ready to go for its first coat of primer. Same thing here, sandblast the inner and outer lips on the fenders, and then of course weld in our bullet hole patch on this one, and then these will be all wrapped up and set and ready to go for primer as well. But for now, I got the doors all set and ready. I got the doors all set up here in the stands, and as you can see here, I'm gonna need to dress with some more sandblasting over here. Might have to cut out and weld in a little chunk of metal there too. But for now, go ahead, get the doors all stripped down here. Strip off the door panels, the glass, the mirrors, the door handles, the locks, everything else like that. Get these doors all ready for some metal work, body work, and then let's sand them down. Well, that took some time. not gonna lie, that took a little bit of time. Mostly because the trim was all bined up with the gravel and the dirt and stuff, because it hadn't been removed in 30 years, so it took a while to move that back and forth to get it off. But we were able to remove all the rest of the stuff in the door. Pretty much the only thing I got left to remove is like this, the door handles and the lock. Get the lock off there as well. Removed all the window felt and the channel trim. Of course, that's super old. It's brittle, not just crumbled as soon as you take that out of there. But what's pretty good is RPM in Saskatoon. You can get a brand new kit for that, which is your weather felt in the channel there, and the piece that goes along here as well. I think it's like $150 or something. It's not too bad. And plus, it's all brand new then, so you get better sealant. And you know what? I think they even get the chunk that was not on this door, but that weather stripping chunk that goes down around there too. I believe comes with that kit from RPM. So now that we got that one taken care of, I can go right ahead and I can jump onto this one here. And I can tell you right now, this one here is going to take half the time because I figured everything else and the procedure out on this one. It's been a couple years since I did my brother's 79 Silverado 10 pickup truck, so just had to remember the sequence. But now that we figured it out, this one shouldn't take that long. So let's get this stripping down this passenger side door. So I thought maybe I'd just show you this here as a quick reference. Now that we got the first one stripped down. For the second one here, I'll just quickly do this and I'll edit it all together. But first things first, if you got it stripped down, you'll want to go ahead and you want to remove the mirror. Be the first thing. There's only one bolt holding this on. It's size T20. Stick it in there. Basically remove this chrome cover here. So now that you have that bolt out of the way, you'll be able to move this cover, move it up. There's 3 bolts that hold this mirror on. There's 1, 2, and a third one over there that you can see. Basically, they should be 3/8. That's what this one is here, but someone's replaced these other 2 on the top. So once you remove those 3 bolts, that'll release the mirror. You'll be able to get the mirror out of the way. With the mirror out of the way, you can go ahead, you can do the trim at this point in time. This is just some kind of trim that was put on afterwards. It's just gonna peel off pretty easy. There'll be a speed nut right up underneath here to remove that trim. 7/16 fits over top of that. So you undo that one there, undo this. This is the Phillips screw that holds that together. Once that's loose, there's just all these kind of clips that are in between here. Basically, if it's free of dirt and everything else, you'll be able to pick it up and pull it straight out, and you'll have no issues. If it's got a lot of dirt and stuff in it like these ones do, you're gonna have to move them back and forth a couple times, and eventually you'll be able to pull that piece of trim off. And then from that point, you're basically ready. You can flip the door over to the other side. So there was too much dirt and grime and stuff underneath the track here for that to slide. As you can see right here, it wasn't sliding at all, period. So basically, I just took my hammer and this little trim removal tool, got underneath it here, tapped it with a hammer, and they basically popped all those little tabs off, which is pretty good because you're gonna need to remove those anyway and sand the door down. So now that I'm at this point here, I pretty much flip the door, get that panel off. So you got your panel. The easiest thing to take off is gonna be your door handle. You're gonna want to push down underneath the washer that you can see right there. There's gonna be a little metal tab in behind here. You're gonna slide in, hook onto it, pull it straight out. That'll release the bracket. You can pop these door handles off relatively easy. There is actually another trim tool that's like this that you can slide underneath there that catches the edges and pulls it out. But I don't have access to that tool right now, so I gotta do it with a pick. So remove this here first. So here's that pin, that little window crank clip that I was talking about. All I did was just slide my trim removal tool piece in there, push down on it opens up a little gap. You're able to slide a little pick tool in there then. Basically slide it in there, hook onto this clip, pull that clip straight out. Once that clip is out, your door handle or window crank is released, and you can get on with removing the rest of the panel. As for your door panel's got 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws holding it in there. You got another one right over here. Come over to your door handle. You got 1, 2 more in here. Then basically just unscrew this lock here. That's going to free up the door panel. Slide in a trim removal tool. You can pop up the push tabs that are in there. I think there's about 4 of them all together. Slide it up this way, and that's going to free up this top section. The bottom section here, on this one anyway, as you can see somewhere in here, you can hear it, there's one. But it's got 1, 2, 3, probably about 6 of those throughout the carpeted area. So I'll remove all those there too, get that whole door panel section out the way. So that door panel on the top section here, it has these little push-in clips here that hold it in place. The easiest thing you want to do is take like a trim tool or something like that. Basically, you can have access to this one here and this one here through this portion here in the door panel. Slide it in, and what I'm saying by slide it in there. It pushes this down and it allows you to get in between there, separate it, create a gap. You're able to pull these 2 out, and then you can roll the rest of them, and the door panel will come off pretty easy for you. Once you got that door panel all freed up and it's out of the way, then you can start working on taking the quarter glass out. Quarter glass is going to be 1, 2, 3 Phillips screws. It's going to be a 5/16 bolt that's just down in there that you can see. 5/16 bolt. There's going to be 1 3/8 bolt right here. That's the little arm that was held on to the mirror on the outside. And you're going to have these 2 7/16 bolts at the end. What that'll do is it'll free everything up. You'll be able to pull this out at an angle. But before you do that, you also have to drop all this channel felt trim there too, so you can get the pushing this over like that so you can pull the bottom section out. And then once you've got your quarter window out, you'll be able to roll up the window further than the actual door there. Drop the glass on the other side of the door, and you'll have this trim here. What you'll be able to do is you'll be able to slide this glass so this wheel lines up in this place here. You'll be able to pull it out and just slide out the remaining wheel from the other side. And that's going to be able to get your glass out the door. And the last thing you got pretty much to remove at this point is going to be the door handle and the lock. The door handle, there's 1 7/16 bolt right here, 1 7/16 bolt right there. And for the lock, you can't quite see it in there, but there's just a little tab that you knock out with a screwdriver and it'll release that clip. So go ahead, take out those 2 bolts, and there's a little pin on the back side of the door handle. And other than that, and the 4 bolts there, and just to remove the door handle again, it's pretty much all stripped down. And once you have your door handle bolts off, you're basically going to end up with this. So there's a little pin that goes straight through your door handle. So you're going to take a punch, hit this little section right here, punch that through the door handle. Make sure you don't lose your springs and stuff. And once that's punched through, you'll be able to remove your door handle. All right, cool. So we got both. So both doors have been stripped down here. They're all taken care of there now. I thought I'd just go over this one here there with you, show you the steps you need to remove it, and at the same time, I can also use that for reference. Anytime I have to work on another Scottsdale or another C10 pickup truck, I've got a reference in my video library now. So if I don't need to double check anything, now I have it. So anyways, guys, we got this all stripped down here. I got the passenger door here, and over here we got the driver's side door. Both stripped down. Gonna wipe them down now. Take care of this glue and the residue and all the dirt and everything, all the grime, everything else like that. And then basically, let's get to sandblocking. Sandblocking. Block sanding. There we go. Block sanding these doors. So got the initial block sand done on the doors here. They turned out pretty decent here, not too bad. The driver's side door is in better shape for sure. The only thing I will have to do on these doors here now is I'm gonna have to sandblast around the door handle area there, around the mirror section there too. Same with this lower lip here too, I wanna get sandblasted. Sandblast that section on both doors pretty much. And then when I'm finished the sandblasting, if there's anything that's really terrible and still heavily pitted, we're gonna cut and weld in some new stuff there. Same this, like I was showing, like saying this section here around it's also around the lock cylinder here too on the passenger door. Same with here, but a lot of this metal though, she might not be too bad, but if she is, we'll cut and replace this. Although not too sure if you can just get a patch panel section here for where the door handle and the key lock cylinder are. I don't think you can. I think the only thing you can really get for those is a brand new door skin or a brand new door. Really, I just need that little section there, so might have to go down and pick and pull, see if we can cut that section out of one of the doors. That section, better shape at pick and pull, you probably find. An entire door, not so much. So anyways, it's about 12:30 at night. I gotta go to bed, getting tired. I gotta drive it to Edmonton there around 6 tomorrow morning, so should probably get some sleep. But at least I'll be able to get some sandblast media, get the section sandblasted down on these doors here, flip the doors over when we get back, sand them down, and at the same time there too, I can grab that tailgate, that tailgate over here, sand it down, sandblast it, and probably cut and weld some new metal in that thing because I poked my hand through it. So she's gonna need new metal. Get you guys back here real soon. Scott back from Edmonton here. We got our 4 bags of sandblast media here, so we can go ahead. We can grab those doors, get them outside there. Same with the fender over there too. Get the fenders outside. And while it's nice out, get to doing some sandblasting this afternoon. So we got both fenders all sandblasted here now. So basically that's all I was looking to do was just get inside here, knock out any of the rust that would have been accumulating from here, maybe from like the rock chips and stuff like that. Usually this section is always pitted and stuff like that, and there's surface rust showing. So just wanted to clean this area up on both fenders, get them set, and pretty much ready to go, because the rest of this here I can just knock out an 80 grit and she's pretty much ready for primer. So now that I got the fenders all sandblasted on, they're sandblasted where they need to be. The doors are sandblasted, and the sections I needed to sandblast those on as well. I'll basically get the tailgate out here next, throw the tailgate down, get it sandblasted on, and then get that thing ready for metal work. And basically from that point, there's a little bit of body work left to do on the doors and the fenders, and they're gonna be ready for primer there too. Same with the hood, it's basically ready to go for primer there as well. So now that we got all that done, I can probably head back inside. Man, I tell you, for me to do this in the wintertime, you don't see this on camera, but after I'm blasting once or twice, I gotta bring everything back inside, let it warm up for about 15 minutes, because all your lines plug up with ice and stuff, and I don't want to throw anything down that line because I paint with it, so I don't want any kind of contamination down that thing or sucking back in the tank. So I gotta bring all this stuff back inside, let it thaw, back outside, sandblast, back inside, back outside. But you don't see that. Working with winter, it's a pain in the ass. It really is. But anyways, got everything else done. We're this far, so let's get the tailgate out here, sandblast on it next. So we got the tailgate all sandblasted here. She turned out pretty good. This is just all the brown paint underneath. But hit that section there, hit all the bottom part here too. So you can see I went to about up here, and then you can see the good metal opposed to the pitting bad metal here. But obviously we got one big hole over there, one big hole over there. So I am gonna make, as you can see, there's a lot of pinholes there too. So I will have to make some sections here for patch panels on this tailgate. The backside's pretty good though too. The backside, there's only one little section like this on the backside here. And pretty much the rest of it was in pretty good shape. Up here is not too bad. There was nothing bubbling or nothing like that. I did sandblast anything on the back as well where I've seen the paint bubbling like it would have like in this section here too. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So this is all good, and which is good though too, because I went to go hit one more spot, and so you can see down there, blew a pretty good sized hole in the sandblast line, which is good. It's down there, and it wasn't up in this part here, which was by my face. So pretty happy about that. But now when I go back to the city, I'm going to end up replacing this line here with a nice stiff hydraulic line or something that's got can handle a little bit more PSI. I was kind of thinking that might happen sooner or later, and it did. All right, cool guys, so that's gonna be it for today's video. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave your comments down below in the comments section. If you guys take the time out, leave me comments. I can make sure I take the time out to reply to you. Appreciate you guys watching the channel, and appreciate you guys sticking around, because I've been busy here. Last little while, I haven't had a chance to post. So appreciate you guys sticking around. I've got about 7 or 8 videos filmed for the channel here in the last couple months. So just got to take a couple more days off work so I can get those edited, I think. Sounded like the thing to do. So stick around. As you can see behind me here, we got the 80 Scottsdale completely stripped down here. I got the entire front clip here in primer. I've got the frame painted, sandblasted, painted, new shocks are installed the other day on it. And basically this is the only body work I got left to do on the Scottsdale. Got the motor stripped down forward here, there too. Getting ready to put new camshaft. Most of the motors in here, the top half of it anyway. We got getting ready to put new camshaft in there, timing set and some lifters. and basically put that all back together and get it painted. At the same time, it's super busy doing, well, internet installs, unfortunately, but also some artwork for the art gallery. I've had 2 art exhibitions here past couple months. Been doing really well with that. So hopefully, if it continues doing that good, we can do artwork and YouTube full time, and I won't have to call in due to lack of interest for work anymore. But anyways, guys, thanks again for sticking around. Appreciate it. Stay tuned to the channel. Got about another 7 or 8 videos already filmed. Getting those edited here right away, put up on the channel. So until next time, guys, remember, if it's not Raglan, it's not custom. Catch you guys next episode. We'll be welding up the patch panels for the front outside truck and getting them ready for primer.